in week 3 of the COVID-19 self-isolation period. By the time this video drops, it will probably be either into month 3, God forbid, or we will be back out enjoying the lifestyle that we've come accustomed to out in the great outdoors here in Western Australia, or Australia, for wherever you may be watching, and hopefully around the world. If we all follow the advice given to us by the authorities, then hopefully we'll get through this very quickly. But if we're still in self-isolation by the time you're watching this, then I bet you there'd be a few people going stir crazy by now. So I just thought I'd go through the old files and see what I could dig out to put together for a decent video. And there is a fair bit of stuff that actually doesn't make it. Oh, hello Sophie. That doesn't actually make it onto our videos. Excuse me while I have a bit of my coffee. What are you doing, Sophie? For those of you that are content creators, you right there, Sophie? She wants to go for a walk. Yes, you do. You can go for a walk afterwards. For those of you that are content creators, you will know that when you go out on a trip, there is a hell of a lot of footage that you take during the trip, whether it be a day trip, a weekend, or a few days away. There is a lot of footage, and just to give you an idea, these are all my files here. Sophie, can you just settle down? Okay, we'll go out for a walk later. So, if we go back and have a look at, let's say for instance, our Horrocks trip. Let me just get some info here. Now what this is telling me is there are 53.24 gig in that file. Now if each video that I upload is around about 4 to 4.5 gig in a finished 20 to 40 minute product. But in that file is 53.2. Now if you take away the 3 episodes, if it was say 12 to 13 gig of finished product in that file, then that gives you about 40 gig of raw footage in that file. So that tells you that there's a hell of a lot of footage that doesn't actually get used. Now, it's not bad footage, but it just sometimes doesn't quite fit in. You don't want to make the videos too long. The audio might have stuffed up, the visual might have stuffed up, something didn't go wrong, or something doesn't quite look like it should, so you don't put it in. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Now that's just the Horrocks one. That was a 3-day trip. So we'll go to, say, our most recent trip, which was Brunswick Junction. There we go. And we'll have a look on there, get some info, and there's 28.85 gig in that one. Now that one I know is about 4.3 gig, so there is about 24 gig of footage there. So again, there's a lot of footage that isn't used. And some of it's just basically where we've tried a challenge, it didn't quite work. Some cars made it up, some cars didn't, so we just put the ones in. We don't always leave out the bad stuff, you know, we like to make it as real as possible, but sometimes you need to get the video down in length, so you leave it out. So what I'm doing here is I am going through the footage and I'm finding all the hill failures and challenges that we failed that you haven't seen before, and putting them up on video. So this one I'm putting through together. The first one we've come to is Waroona, where Gary first got his JKJ. And on the other side of the dam there was a couple of hill challenges. Now to get over there, pretty much you have to go through these bog holes here on this side. That's the side you would normally enter Waroona. And then there's a rock over the other side that you can climb over. You can go around it as well if you want. So you hop over the rock, which isn't too bad. There's this water crossing here. You can take the easy line around to the right, or you can go through this deeper section that Ben went through. That gets you on the other side, and then just on the other side there's a few little bog holes like this you can get through. And then you come to these hill climbs. So right, the Jeep mud flaps are designed to come off. What's that? Oh, it's your scan gauge. So right, there's a Nissan mud flap here as well. There's a hole there. You're going to drop down into that hole. It's pretty much going to be like that all the way up. Whoa! Not like that. You take the high side. Take the high side, mate. You might be right.
I'm just going to back out and have a better look, mate.
Okay. I was going to say, you did go all gung-ho at it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I could have had a look. Just let me know what's behind me. The bugger all.
Yeah, go a bit of left hand. Yeah, that's it. Go on that angle, mate. Yep, you're right. Straight back. You're going to drop down into a hole on your right rear. Going down now. That's it. You're on it now. Watch out, Ben's car's down the bottom behind you. You're right. Straight back there, mate. And you're clear. And now we got these hill climbs. This is what we were aiming for, which looked quite interesting. Gary's just had to go up one and kind of got a bit stuck halfway up, so mind you, he didn't walk at first, so that's all right. This is what they look like. Gary took the left track, Ben took the middle track, and I'm going to take the one on the right, so let's see how we go.
Epic fail.
So probably.
That's a committing line. He slid in nicely into line there. That could have gone horribly wrong if he'd have gone the other way.
Back out of that.
Yeah, I got a big hole behind me. I don't know how I'm going to go.
Stay there, I'm coming.
All right, I'm not going to get through this hill. Abandon. Now you might recognise there's the next one. That entrance there is the entrance to the, I think it's called the Summertime Track, the entrance to the Jaeger Dunes, the one where Gary took his Jeep up. So this was the start of our Don Tricasto National Park trip. I'm pretty sure there's about 120 odd gig of footage in that file. So 5 episodes, we've used about 20 of it. So there's a lot of footage in this one that we didn't use. So the first one is basically someone we came across trying to attempt to get up the track. And with a little bit of advice from us, eventually he did get up the track. But this was his first attempt in between us going up there. The second one is my first attempt up the Jaeger uphill, which is the easy side. Didn't quite go right, but got up there the second time. And then the third one on the way back, coming out the next day, was coming up. Now if anybody's come up Jaeger uphill from the west side, it is a long, steep, soft incline. So you need to have your tyres right down. Some people go down as far as 8 psi, and you need momentum. But by the time you get to the top, you don't have a hell of a lot of momentum left. So I made it up. The year prior to that was 2018. It took me 4 goes to get up. So I made it up first go, Gary made it up first go, but as you can see here, Paul didn't make it up first go.
It's soft at the top, that's it.
But he did on his second attempt. And the next one was just an entrance track to the Warren Beach on the other side. We had to drive all the way around. And we came down Cowcup Hill, had a bit of a play on Cowcup Hill, and then we went down to Warren Beach to find camp. Now as you entered onto the beach, there were 2 distinct tracks. One went up really steep, and that's the one Paul tried to attempt. He tried it twice, but I only got one on video. And he didn't make it up at all. So, and then you see me going up the easy one. This next one, it's not us and it's not anybody who was in our group, but when we did come back down to the other side of the Warren River, there were a couple of people trying to attempt to get across the Warren River. Now we had tried earlier that day and decided it wasn't worth it. There was a distinct channel cut in the middle of this water here, and 2 vehicles don't have a snorkel, so it just wasn't worth it. Now we came across these guys attempting to cross the river. Now I wouldn't do it this way because it's a very good way to destroy your radiator if you get enough water come through the front grille of your vehicle. But nevertheless, these guys did it, and this is the way they did it.
Where's he going? Oh. These two are going to collide. Alright, so it looks like we found a couple of people that are willing to give this crossing a go. Let's see how they end up. And they made it. Still wouldn't get me going across that. Alright.
Now this next one was an interesting challenge. We decided to do the Jeep track. Didn't know where the Jeep track was, so we had a volunteer come along with us, Jesse. Thanks Jesse if you're watching this. Now I didn't know that the track we were going to go on was off the Power Lines track in Mundaring here in Perth. So I dropped my tyres down to about 25 psi, thinking that most of it was just going to be dirt roads with a few obstacles along the way. Didn't know we were going on the Power Lines track, so we jumped on the Power Lines track, tried a few challenges on that track before we got to the actual Jeep track, which runs off to the side of it. So this is my attempt to get up this rock climb. Now I've said plenty of times I'm not a big fan of rock climbing, or rock hopping as I call it. And I tried to get up this one, and you won't hear it in the audio, but halfway through there is a bit of a clunk, and that clunk from the inside of the vehicle sounded very horrible. What it was, which I didn't find out later on until I dropped the vehicle in for its regular service at Craft Motorsports, and found that my battery in the Jeep actually sits underneath the driver's seat. So the clunk was the rock, or my battery, coming down on top of the rock, which then punched a big dent in the battery box itself, and now my battery sits above the door underneath the seat. There's a trap door underneath the seat, and the trap door now sits like that because it punched. So that's why I don't like rock hopping a lot. But this was my attempt to get up that challenge, and funnily enough, the Isuzu that we did the test on made it up. Wouldn't say quite easily. It lost a few parts on the way up, and that kind of deterred me a little bit as well. So I just decided I would give this one a miss eventually.
Alright, my turn to try this one. Those of you that don't know, this is Ollie sitting next to me. Now Ollie, you have to have your tongue hanging out of your head because that's what makes you get up. Haven't you seen four-wheel drive action? Stick your tongue out of your head and you get up hills. Nah, just kidding. That's just what Shauno does.
Oh yeah, that.
That's a bit slippery at it now.
Yeah.
Go hard left. Yeah.
Jesse. Just hang on for 1 sec, Paul.
Yep.
If you can get him 1 tyre width this way,
Yeah.
step up on those rocks, you'll eat that. But I didn't want to give it a call while you're directing him. I just wanted you to see that.
What was that? Yeah. Alright, if you want to come hard right, doing it again. Nah, I'll give it a miss. Nah. Sometimes you got to know when you're beaten and not do it. I was going to end up damaging something if I continue to go up there.
Now, this next one. This was on our Horrocks trip. Now, we were jumping up and down off the beach between the inland track, which pretty much runs along the edge of the beach, jumping up and down between the top track and the beach track all the way along. The beach would get a little bit soft in places and a little bit dodgy, so we would jump up on the track. And we were on the track trying to find our way back down onto the beach. And we came across this track here. Now, of course, video doesn't do it justice, but it was way off camber. There was a big drop off on the left hand side, and it pretty much went like this, as you will see in the footage. So Ben tried it and he got stuck in a horrible position on the way up. So we got him back down again. And then we thought if we could get one vehicle over it, one vehicle over a sand dune generally paves the way for the next ones to get easier and easier, but the complete opposite of mud. So the first vehicle going through mud can generally get through quite easily. The second one struggles. The third car rule, the third one usually gets stuck. But in sand, it's basically the opposite. First vehicle over cuts the track, and then the rest of them can get through. That was the idea anyway. We'll see how this one goes. Ben's got himself in a bit of a predicament. I would say your only opportunity is to come down that way. Yeah, right hand down and come down to back down towards me. Slowly, slowly, that's it, nice and slow. Alright, well, that's an embankment. Yeah, I don't think we're getting up over that. That takes you onto the beach. That's going to get cut up, cut up, cut up. Situation where the beach is right there. So Ben's going to try and just level that off for us. That's probably not the best way to start.
Go back.
Outside, look at he's coming up.
Yeah, that's about the point where you want to shoot over this side. If you keep going left, you're going to drop off the other side. Whoa! That's
by itself. Nearly. You had it. It's pretty much there. Just went across.
I think we'll admit defeat.
I think so. Give Gary a shot.
Nah. Alright, that's a no. Too dangerous. Was worth a shot. Never mind. We're going to have to back out and go around. Yeah, I reckon higher range and give it a bit. Just watch it when you get to the top if you bounce over that ridge.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more momentum.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem when you get to the...
Almost.
Have another go at that because my traction control was still on.
I was going to say, mate, that was coughing and spluttering.
Now, these next three. They are from our subscribers day out at Harvey. Now, it was an awesome day out. We had, I think, 12 cars all up in the end. Some people very experienced, some people not so experienced. It was a pretty good day out. But I couldn't resist putting this one in because so far Gary, with his Jeep, hasn't actually physically got stuck anywhere where he couldn't get himself out. So this one, when I saw him stuck on the side of this little hill, I couldn't resist but filming. And then Martin from Shuey's Adventures, who loves his Prado, don't you, Martin? And he thought he would give the one next to it a go as well. So we'll see how those two turn out.
Gary never gets stuck. He's not stuck, he's parked. We might have to get the Prado to the rescue. Oh no. Is this it? Is this finally it?
Nothing's behind you, but it's kind of a bit of a drop down and then flings out into the arch. But
Nah, you're not going anywhere forward. If you go forward, you're going to go that way. Unless you're pulled this way. Unless you're pulled this way. Alright, so technically he's not stuck because he got out, but he's not going to claim that as being stuck because he got out. Oh, the drone's out. So he's not going to have another crack? I'll better have a crack with this then.
really?
Oh, that's yeah, okay, alright.
Don't worry about the Prado can do anything.
Oh yeah, I know. Just ask him, he'll tell you.
I know.
And launch from there. Punch it from there! Or not. Oh, just realign the bull bar. Okay, so that's hills 2, 4-wheel drives, nil. We've been here before.
And the third one is one of our subscribers, Jack. I believe Jack hasn't done a hell of a lot of four-wheel driving. He was trying to get across the river crossing, and he was the last car coming through. The hole in the right-hand side of that, sorry, the driver's front right-hand side was getting deeper and deeper with every attempt that he tried. And he struggled to get through it after several attempts, but persistence paid off, and good on you, Jack. You eventually did make it through, and you didn't go flying through like most people would. He used his common sense, perseverance, kept trying, and eventually he got through, so good on you for that, Jack.
Well, you're going to have to do it. We don't want to say it, but you're going to have to do it. Hang on, I'll turn my radio off. Tell him to...
Just sit there.
It's the last car rule. It's just not doing it, is it? Hey!
So that's pretty much it for this round of hill failures and other failures. As I said, I do have a fair bit of footage in the bank for us to be able to make some videos, but I don't want to put up just crappy videos for the sake of doing it. If there's anything you want to see, drop a comment below, let me know. If you want any questions answered about what we do, where we go, when we do it, drop a comment. I'm happy to sit here and answer any questions you guys have. Just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. I've said it before, the channel just keeps growing and growing and growing, and it's awesome to see you guys out there watching our content. Now originally, and it still is, this to me is a hobby. It's not a business. I enjoy doing it. Getting out, four-wheel driving, going on adventures and exploring is what I enjoy doing as my pastime. And that's my dog barking in the background that you can hear. She wants to go out for a walk. So I enjoy doing, and we all enjoy what we do. The whole crew, we get along really well together. The banter is good. Good diversity of different vehicles that you see taking on different challenges. Some of us look at a challenge and go, nah, let's send Dylan and Ben, and they are happy to do it. And other ones, we will look at it and go, yep, this one's for us, and they will sit back and watch us do it. So that's what we're all about. Been doing this now probably seriously for about a year. So we're still in our infant stage. Previous to that, I was just playing around with videos on Facebook and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're all about. If there's anything you want to know, ask a question. I'm happy to answer it. And again, let me know if there's anything you want to see in the channel in the future when we do get to go out on our adventures. Where would you like us to go? What would you like us to do? Would you like us to hold more subscribers days out? We do encourage to bring subscribers along with us. However, we would only take one, maybe two at a time along on a trip with us. And we would have to make sure that A, your vehicle is capable of doing what we're going to do. You are capable of being self-sufficient in a remote campsite and all those things, because we do have a duty of care to look after people when they come out with us. So that is us. Again, hope you've enjoyed this video and our other videos. Check out the library. There is a heap of content in there for you to look at. Coastal trips, bush trips, day trips, 3, 4, 5-part trips. There's a lot of stuff there you can go back and look at if we're still stuck in self-isolation. Hopefully we're not. And anyway, thanks guys, and we will see you in the next video. Cheers.